Hello, everybody. Joe, doing pretty good. Doing good. Probably a little better than you. All that painting, not good. I mean, it's gonna look good in the end, but I don't like painting. Not a fan. Mexi, hello. Welcome in. Thank you for the resub. 5 months is a very long time. I appreciate you, as always, coming in here, chatting always, and showing your love and support everywhere you go. Joe's always here to give me some shit. That's just how we roll. I'll return a favor next time you're live. Don't you fret. Good, doing some packing and moves, so I'll be joining on the Soaring Tire bit soon. Yeah, dude. Are you actually moving into the house today too, or are you just packing up? I don't know when your actual move date is. Let me get some music going in the background here. Go back to the old school. Is there a 10-hour version? Because that would be nice. No? Did I not? Excuse me one moment. I'm trying to get some damn music in here. Did they take down all the, like, the extended ones? I think they took them all down. Holy shit. That's okay. You know what? This is what we'll do. We will just put on some video game music. Chat your choice. What video game soundtrack do we want to listen to in the background? Or do we want to just go with something like smooth? Turk into what the hell? Sonic Adventure 2. Yo, I'm probably gonna get DMCA for that, but fuck it. I've already listened to this before. What a shock. Alright, hang on. Pause. Go. Stream elements. Bias towards Sonic? What kind of stream do you think this is? Ah. Alright, is that too loud? Can you hear my voice over the sound of the music? As the music gets quiet. Hear me fine? Music's not too loud? Alright. Hello everybody. Let me try this again. Bring welcome in. Today is for you guys to ask any questions you want for OBS. I have it set up here that you can see the entirety of my desktop here for OBS. I also have my other monitors set up as well, so when we get time to show off some other things, I can switch screens as needed. So if you got questions, you want to see something, let me know. I will do my best to show it visually on screen. Now, some things that I'll show off as well that I have planned in case there's not really a lot of questions. I don't really know what you guys have in mind. But I've been meaning to migrate all my redeems off of Triggerfire and move them over to Lorem board. Because Triggerfire, the free version, it's nice and all, but you get 20 slots. And I know you guys like to blare through some of my redeems, so I don't really know which ones to get rid of to make room. Yeah, Brain, ask some questions. Whatever you got, whatever you want to ask. Now's a good time. Next easy typing. Or does he not want to ask? I'm driving. Oh yeah, no, don't text and drive. This is not that important. Joe, Scorched, Vexy, you guys got questions? If not, I will go forth with the Lorem board stuff. Alright. So, there's this program that was built called Lorem board. It's kind of like an automation tool. You can set up triggers, you can set up channel point redeems, you can also set up scripts to run in the background. So when things happen in chat or on stream, like you can set it up to do a multitude of things. So here is the program itself. If you just search up Lorem board 2, you can get the download for it. I'll post it in Discord. After this stream is done, I'll post everything that I've talked about here and give you guys like a full synopsis of everything so you can find the things you want and use them almost immediately. Everything that I do is generally free. All the things that I'll show you on these workshops will all be free tools. There won't be things on here that you'll have to pay for. So if you want to use it, there's no cost to you. Just gotta go download the program, tool, whatever, so have it, and get it set up. So, the whole thing about this is it's like a stream deck. It's like the Elgato stream deck, just not, there's no cost to it. You can pretty much view this on an iPad or something like that. I have an iPad in front of me that sits in my stream. Sometimes I use that for changing the scenes if I don't want to click off of stuff. So like when ease, if I click off of ease, it sometimes will remove the background music and then I'll have to restart the game in order to do it, in order to fix it. So having something in front of me that I can push a button without having to click off of a game sometimes is helpful. The RPG game deck is something that I'm working on. It's not exactly finished yet, so we won't be going through that. Damien, welcome on in. How are you today? I hope you're having a great Sunday. The weather over here is pretty nice. Sun's out, there's no real clouds in the sky, and it's about 75 degrees out. It's beautiful. Doing good. Great to have you here. If you have questions about OBS or stream setup in general, here's the place to do it. We have a Discord. If you want ! Discord, think we know from Discord. Yeah. We have our own Discord for this sort of stuff too. So if you ! Discord, you can join and hang out, chat, do whatever you want. I think we're working on community game night at some point. Maybe some Mario Party, some good stuff like that. The stuff that we were doing, but we're just gonna amplify it. So Lorem board here. It gives you stream decks pretty much. You can create as many as you want. There's really no limit until you kind of get bored and don't know what to do after that. I have one deck set up here and I'll get into it now. Hopefully you guys can see some of this stuff. It might be a little small. I'll see if I can stretch it. Make it a little bigger. No, that's gotta be tiny on a tiny screen, then tinier than that. So, Lorem board, bunch of boxes here. You can make any of these a button. You can even make buttons bigger. Fortunately on the PC laptop, not a problem. Not a problem at all. Working while doing house stuff. Half this stuff doesn't apply to Mac OBS anyway. yeah, Mac OBS is still behind on their features, but hopefully they get there soon. Hopefully they start adding stuff. Yeah, OBS isn't good on... I mean, no, that's not true. OBS on a Mac is good. Like, it runs, it performs very well, it does exactly what you want it to do. It doesn't have a problem running. But the problem is expandability. You can't put plugins into OBS easily for Mac as you do with PC. Yeah, a lot of the plugins are PC only. Lorem I think has a Mac version, so you might be able to transpose some of those plugin functionality into Lorem and use it on Mac. Or just have like a dumb little mini PC sit next to you that handles Lorem and just connects to OBS through WebSocket, because I'm pretty sure OBS on Mac has the WebSocket plugin. And thank you for the hydrate. It's, you can hear the dinging of the can. This is a Polar Seltzer Black Cherry. I've been doing well of cutting out soda for my diet, so seltzers are my my go-to now, which is, you know, they're not bad. I think I finally found the ones that I like. Thank you for the hydrate. You know I'm gonna forget. I use OBS and I'm fine with it. Yeah. OBS has no problems on Mac. I used it periodically to do some testing and stuff like that for other things, like not related to my stream, but like just testing and recording and stuff like that. And it works good. So right here, our first button, let's kind of go through. We'll start with something easy. Is our dead emote here. If you remember, we had a emote or a channel put redeem that every time I died, you'd redeem it and it would add a counter. This is how that functionality works. Pretty much, it's taking a variable, it's loading it from a file that I've created, and then it will take that variable, it'll set it as a local variable, and then once it finds out what number it already is, it'll increase that value by 1. So you'll see this here, the second step here, increases whatever that counter is by 1, and then it's going to resave that variable back into the file. So it updates the file on its own. So it gets the variable from the file, increases it by 1, rewrites that variable into the file, so the next time it gets the new variable. I was wondering how people make video stuff on Twitch. So this is the whole starting point here, is OBS. You download OBS, and I mean there's other ways to do it. PlayStation has one built in. I think the PS4 and the PS5 have a Twitch program built in that allows you to stream right from the console. It's a little lackluster in features that you can use, but you can get your chat on screen, you can show a video on there. So if you have like a camera set up on your PlayStation, like you can do all that stuff. So like it's pretty intuitive. PS2 doesn't have that feature, but you can play Tony Hawk's Underground with the network adapter for the PS2, and I think there's still servers up, so if you like that sort of stuff, you can do that for real. Xbox has it. They had their mixer functionality in there. I don't know if they ever got good with the Twitch functionality in general, but I know there's a Twitch app on there, and I haven't tested it. Soda is so acidic and it burns. Yeah, it doesn't exactly go well when it comes back up. But yeah, like you feel it in your teeth. Like, I don't want to make this like a weird stream, but like you drink soda and like I feel it on my teeth afterwards. It wasn't always a good feeling, but like I just loved soda at the time. So my fault entirely. I was at a birthday party last night. I had a few snacks way too late. I think the entirety of that night for me was doing things way too late. Like drinking way too late, eating way too late, like way past my bedtime. Yeah, Link was wild. He was getting so wild. Val had to escort him out. Just kidding. That didn't happen. We all had a good time. Everyone was safe, and we all left. All one piece. 90s kid basically soda in my veins. Yes. I had soda in my veins as a kid, and I had warheads in my veins as a kid. You ain't seen nothing yet. All right, so back to Lorem board stuff here before I continue to get sidetracked, because you know how we do. So once it writes that variable back to the file, it's going to send a message in chat saying that we've succumbed to darkness, death count increases 2, and then it's going to pull that variable that we just created and resaved. So this is our way of putting that variable in there. It's just our variable name surrounded by $sign and forward slashes. So that's calling our death counter variable here. And then the channel name is obviously just your channel, wherever you're going to post it to, you're going to put your name in there. So if Damien, if you start streaming, your channel name will be DamienXD55. Amberlink, yours will just be Amberlink. And then it's going to change a text file in OBS. So this is the cool part here. This is the part that I was missing and couldn't figure out how to do before without some like archaic, outlandish configuration with like setting up 2 computers and having a file on that computer that got altered and then having OBS read that file. Like, it was a nightmare. So this just does it all in one shot. You set the source for your OBS, and then you tell it what the text is. So right here, you see the death counter here, and if I go into OBS and I go find that counter, which is right here. So I get rid of all this stuff here that is not needed. So you see the party wipes here, it says 23, right? So if I go back into my rewards here and I do this, and then for me, I'm going to go in and I'm going to do the dead redeem. You see that it says 2, right? Because now we're writing to that file at the very beginning. So our death counter is now the 2 because we reset it. And if we go and hit it again, when it comes back up, it will do the same thing. It will increase that to 1. So I'm going to remove the cooldown from this temporarily, just so we can see it. Redeem. There we go. All my triggers are off right now, so you're not going to see anything pop up on the screen. At least you shouldn't. I think the only thing that pops up now are alerts for like followers and things like that. So you see all my channel points stuff is pretty much gone for today, just as we're going. So all it's doing is triggering that mechanic, and it's just going to count each and every time. And you're going to see all of that pop up in chat there. So you see it says 5 for my bot telling me, hey, you know, you died 5 times. And then it's going to update this counter here that we selected. And all it's doing is changing the file, the text in that file. So it's very easy to set up, really quick. You can do it pretty much anything. It doesn't have to be like death counters. It could be how many times Link rolls into a wall during one of your runs, how many times you've missed shooting an arrow, or how many times you got killed in Halo. Like, it could be anything. Like, whatever you want it to be. There's plenty of things you can do. How many times somebody said a certain word. So it's nice. Other things that you can do. This is one of my newer things here that you guys might remember, is the color the stream, where I'm going to actually just do the command because it's easier, but change the color of the stream just by doing a redeem. If I wanted to change it to my default blue, I can change it to blue and all my borders change. That's all handled through Lormboard. There's also a redeem for it, and I will get rid of the dead, and I will re-enable this one. So give me 1 second here to put this stuff back up and get rid of the delay. I wish like broadcasters in Twitch didn't have to worry about the delay. They could do whatever they want. So we have a color stream redeem, and when you go to redeem it, you can select a color that's listed there, and as soon as you redeem it, it changes the color of the stream. So this is just a channel port redeem that fires off into the Lormboard and does what we want it to do. So I have 2 colors here. One reminds me that this is the command, the exclamation color command that I use in case somebody does it and like adds a letter or misspells the color they want. I can go in and change it for them without them having to wait the redeem period for cooldown and for them to, you know, re-redeem it, or you know, it makes it easier for us. So in here, this is a more lengthy one. So yeah, you can't use the command. It only works for me as the broadcaster and mod. So I think Scorch might be able to do it. I think Scorch can do it. If he's still paying attention, he might be able to do the color change. So for this, it's a bunch of if statements trying to figure out what it is the user is trying to redeem for that color. So like for the color red, I have 3 sources here in OBS that change the filter setting. So it goes to, it was already yellow, wasn't it? Yeah, it was already yellow. What are you doing? Change it to a different color, Scorch. God, just because you're not paying attention. So, I don't remember what colors you have. Blue, pink, red. Any one of those. Blue, pink, red. Yellow's already up there. Someone's looking. That's cool. I know you're packing. I'm just giving you shit. So all it's doing is taking a filter. There you go. You can see it inside there. It's all blue. All it's doing is taking a filter for color correction. It's finding it in OBS, and it's changing the value of that hue shift. So this setting here, you can find it just by checking the settings here and finding out what's changed. So for me, the easiest way of doing this is going into whatever you want to do for. So if I go to my main overlay here, and I go to the full overlay, and I go into filters, I'll see that yeah, you got to do Poke Start so you can start. It makes an account for you, and then once you Poke Start, you can do Poke Catch. It gives you like 5 Pokeballs to start, and then you can start catching Pokemon. There's also a panel at the bottom of my channel for it. So once you give it permission and do all the stuff, like you'll be able to maintain your account through that panel. It's pretty cool. I like the community game for Pokemon is pretty good. I actually think it's on point with Pokemon Go. Probably better. So for the panel here, you see it's set to 0. This is because blue is my default, so there's no hue change for blue. It just reverts it back to its default state. But if I were to ramp this up to like 83 and then close it, if I go back into Lorem Board and I go to check the settings, you'll see it's showing me, oh, hue shift is 83.32. So now you know what setting and what the code is to do it. Ocean with the raid. Intergalactic Tidal Wade. Ocean, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you as always coming in here hot, swinging hard. How was Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion for you? I stopped watching and went into lurk mode because I didn't want to spoil it because I too am playing that game for the first time. Scorch is packing, so I will give you a shout out now. Aha! Oh, I'm here twice now. All right, double Scorch. Yeah, I don't usually expect a raid, and especially me doing an OBS workshop at 1:30 in the afternoon. Thank you so much, Ocean. Boy, super duper gory. Yeah, but yeah, that is a really good game so far. I'm back for that shout out, actually. Yeah, you see my my command works now, Scorched. So it finds the game and actually does all the stuff it's supposed to do. Not like it did last time, where it let me down twice. Yeah, we got Sonic Adventure 2 battle music in the background right now. We might switch it up when this ends, but I think we got like 3 hours of this song, so of this music, so I don't think we're gonna end that anytime soon. I'm glad the stream went good, Ocean. I'm glad the game was good. I can't wait to go back and play it. Yeah, Ocean, again, Ocean Gospel, if any of you guys that came in with the raid, if any of you guys have questions about OBS or want to learn more about Lorem Board or something like that, I'm going through it today. So if you got questions, feel free to ask. I'll go through it visually on stream. I'll click the buttons, I'll explain what I'm doing, how it works, why we're doing it these ways. Yeah, if you guys got questions, ask. Today's the day. So going back to this here, you can see, I got the first question, what are we doing now? What is this software here? Haha, good question, Gospel. So what we're doing here today is I am showing off Lauren Board. Lauren Board is a very powerful automation tool. It is how I get away with doing a lot of things that transcend multiple computers. And so like most of my bot stuff lives on a different computer than what I stream on. I have a little Dell Optiplex in front of me underneath my desk that's plugged in, and I remote into it. And then when I remote into it, I do all my bot configurations and changes, and then I let it go. I just, I X out of the remote window, and it stays on, powered on, connected to the internet, doing whatever it has to do in the background. So it doesn't take up any processing power. I don't have to manage it while I'm doing something on my stream. In the future, if I have somebody else doing managing my bot for me instead of me for some weird reason, this is like a pipe dream, mind you, of maybe like my stream got like a little bigger and I was able to have somebody help me. But my streams are pretty small, so I don't really need the help. But somebody else could be able to remote into this from wherever they are in the world and manage my bot for me if they needed to. So like it's like having a moderator, like somebody else I trust can go into there and do stuff. So what we're looking at now is Gospel and Ocean, and anybody else is here. Remember from my streams, you can change the color of the borders. You can kind of see it off in the distance, like you can see the borders here. They're a different color than the blue that is by default. We have the redeem that lets you change that color now, which is nice. So like if you have a color that you prefer, like I can put it in there, I can try to change it. This is kind of how we do these things. Hey, you are a moderator, Scorched. Welcome back. So what we're looking at here, and I'll go back into it, is when you go to do a color, like if I do color red, you see that the side panels here all change to red. I think you can see it up in the Streamlabs version of it too, but all the panel colors change to red, or a hue of red. So it's like red and purple because it's two-tone. So in Lauren Board here, what we're doing is we are taking that source, so full overlay source, that's the source name in our part here. So down at the bottom here in the sources, you see full overlay, and then in that source there's a filter. Call it make it green. Do a green right now. Color green. And now we have green. So what it's doing is it's checking for the message that's coming in. And when it finds a message that starts with exclamation point color, or if you're doing the channel point redeem, so like I have the redeem down here, that's color the stream, and I'm just gonna do green again. Just because it's already green. But the redeem is what the requirement for the redeem is that you put a message in there, and the message will be the color of your choice. So when you find that color, it's looking for that color here. And then when it finds the color, it goes through this list of the colors that I have currently set up. So green, pink, yellow, blue, and red. And so like we'll go down to green here. It pulls a message and it sets a variable called color with the value of that message. So if we go into our variable window, what button number is this? 2. So if we go into the ID 2, we see that the message that came in was green. So it made a variable with the color that I selected, which was green, and now it's going to do the rest of the commands. So it found our if statement, color was green, and it's taking our full overlay source and a couple of others that are in different scenes that I have. So like Ocarina of Time, when we do the randomizers and stuff like that on Friday nights, I have 2 other sources that have to have color changes too, because it's different. So it's checking that, and then once it finds the source, it takes the filter for the color correction, and it changes the hue of it to whatever number it needs to get to that color. And I found these colors out just by trial and error, and then I clicked into it, and then that's it. I am green now, nice. Representing the stream colors. So we have Gospel. This is incredible. I might have to hit you up for some more info on this. Reason being is that I want to make chat be able to interact with my printing gift, and I have to take a chance to cover Gospel. 100%. This is the tool that's going to help you do it. Like, this tool will let you interact with whatever sources that you have in OBS, and it will do it in a way that you can use channel points to do it, like I'm doing here with the colors. So what we have here is, if we go to check settings, you'll see it says 122.92. I don't know if you guys can even read that. It might be small on your side, but it'll say hue shift and it'll give you the value. So it already tells you that this is the setting that you need, and this is how you write it. So it tells you exactly what you got to do. Just copy and paste it in there. I think you have to add some quotation marks. Mine is like a pink-orange sunset border. It's pretty. I like the pink-orange sunset. Neil, the 100 biddies, girl. What are you doing? How are you? Yes, Renoma, you goddamn legends. I gotta change that. I gotta change that over to Lorem board. And this is Lorem board 2, if we're reading correctly. You are. You are. And a hydrate. Ooh, Neil, I like your style. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the 100 bits. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for being awesome. Where's the alerts? My alerts didn't show up. They did not show up on this. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, maybe my alerts aren't working. Is all the alert? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, that's good. Back to blue color stream yellow. Did the yellow work? Oh, it's not good. So the yellow is not going to work here because I'm in the command right now. So I'll change the color before. So you do the redeem, and either way, like I can do it with the back way because I'm not in that one. There you go. There you go. There you go. No, I mean the sun. Oh, they're all gone. I turned them off, Leo, because we're going to be working on moving a couple of those alerts over from Trigger Fire to Lorem board today on stream. So I turned them all off just because they're not going to work anyway because I'm using Streamlabs right now to do my stream so that I can showcase things that are going on in OBS without like making you guys feel like you're on some emotional roller coaster watching my stream like fade in and out of existence. So it's just finding the filter and changing the value. That's all it's doing. Like, it's super simple, super straightforward. There's a lot of things going on in this command because it's just trying to find multiple things, like which color did you select, like yellow, blue, red. I need to get ready for a day, so your alert. Thank you for the alert, Leo. Hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for the bits. I'll check out your next stream. Scorched isn't here to do the command here, so I'll do it. Make sure you give Leo a follow and check out their next stream. They were doing last played Dead by Daylight, which is a really crazy game. I watch a lot of people play Dead by Daylight, and it's nuts. Like, I don't know, like it's not a game for me, but like I like watching other people play it. I find it super fascinating. Okay, let's get out of this. So the other one, the command that I use, the exclamation color, is just the same thing. It's just looking for a different value. Instead of it just being red, because your channel point redeem will just be red, I can do the, I just have it add exclamation point color to it, because now I don't have to worry about it being something different. So something simple here is, so Bees came into my stream while we were doing Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and he kept saying punching down. And I didn't really understand what it means, and even to this day I probably don't understand too much about it. But he said it so much that I wanted to make it easier for him to say. So I made a whole redeem that when he does an exclamation point PD, he'll say punching down. So it's something for him. So but the way that you do the triggers in this, and that's something I should go through with the color, is you right click it and you go to edit triggers. And this is where you set up whatever trigger you want. There's a lot of different ways of setting these triggers off. It could either be an interval, there could be a hotkey, like if you have a Stream Deck or something like that and you wanted to mix it with this for some reason, like you can have a button on a Stream Deck that would trigger this if you have it set to be a hotkey, like Control D or Control F1 or something like that. There's a Lorem board trigger, which you can have it happen off of another button. So if you have a button that says do this, you can also have another button that says do that, and the one button that says do this could trigger that one to go off too. So you can have like a chain of buttons that go off. There's an OBS trigger that you can do. These are like if you change scenes or something like that, you can have something go off. There's some YouTube triggers, but the main ones we're going to go over today are the Twitch triggers, which yeah, one for chat, which is how I do the color stream for the command that I use, !color. Among everything else, for like the punching down, the shout out, the YouTube stuff, like all this stuff over there is all these things, all these Twitch chat responding actions. You can set up triggers if you get a subscription. If you have someone gifting a sub to the community, you can have a trigger go off for something specific. But if you do the channel point stuff here, you can click on it, and then once you click on it, you can load from the Twitch API, and then once you click the button to load, it'll load all of your redeems that you have set up in your stream. Whether they're active or not at the time, it doesn't matter. Like you can see all the ones here that don't exist in your redeem menu currently. But they all still exist here because you have them set up in your account, and it's pulling from your account API, not the stream API. The difference between that is pulling from what you have set up on your account, not what viewers can see. So you can set things up in advance, and then once you enable it, like everything's ready to go. All these things here are the redeems that I have set up, and then you just select the one you want, and then hit save, and then that's your trigger. And then every time it happens, every time that that redeem goes off, it will trigger this entire thing to go off. It'll find the message and do everything we just said. I'm not going to repeat myself on that one. But, so for the color to stream one, it's just a command. For this one here, you go to the triggers, it's just Twitch chat and doing !PD. So if you were to do !PD now in chat, like it would say punching down in all caps and exclamation points, just the way BSwarm would have wanted it. And that's all it's doing. It's just sending that message in chat using my bot that's signed in. That's all it's doing there. The shout out is a little crazier. And this took me a while to figure out. There's some settings you got to change and permissions you got to add to it to get it to work. I'll have a little bit more detail on that in Discord afterwards. But all it's doing is looking for !SO and the star. So the star here is just a wildcard. It's just saying that anything after it is okay. It's going to pull from that information anyway. So if we go back into here, you see this doesn't look as complex as a color to stream because it's like it's not very like, you know, it's not an organized state, but it's pulling things in a specific order in order to portray the information that you're trying to pull. So for this, it's again setting a variable called shout message that I selected. Like the variable names are just whatever you prefer. Like this just kind of tells me what it is. Shout message, let's say like this is the message that I type, like !SO space little Mexico, and then it'll pull out the user information. So this kind of, the next two steps here is sometimes you want to shout somebody out that's not in the stream right now. Like I don't think Rico Vaz is in the stream, but if I wanted to shout him out, I could just do Rico Vaz, but Rico Vaz isn't in chat. Like if you @ Rico, like he's not going to show up in the list because he's not here. But if I wanted to shout him out because like he's awesome, he takes the time during the weekends to teach me new Ocarina of Time tricks that I use on stream on Fridays, which is nice. I can do that and it will work all the same. It takes a little bit for it to go, but there's a reason behind the response time being delayed, is because it takes a lot of time for Lauren Board to grab the information from the user and the channel. So you have to put like timeout periods in there. So like once you run a command, you gotta wait like, you know, 4 seconds or like 2 seconds or something like that for it to get information. And you have to wait for that variable to have the information in it in order for you to send the rest of it. It all makes sense when I double click this again. So what I have here for the first part, the shout temp, is taking the message, which was our Which button is this? ID 12. I should know that. I worked in this thing for like 3 days straight. There's nothing in here because it's all cleared out. But what it's doing is it's setting a variable for the message that came in. So that will be !SO Rico Vaz in this scenario. So the shout message is that message there, and it's taking out the !SO in space. So that's the first thing it's doing. It's getting rid of the first part of that. So it just shows, yo, Damien, thank you so much for the follow. I know my alerts aren't coming up right, but thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a lot of fun here. And if you have questions, again, feel free to ask. So it's taking out the first part, !SO space, and leaving the name, which will be Rico Vaz. And then the next step is taking out the @ sign. So what this ends up doing, you refollowed. Oh, okay. It's doing this in 2 steps. So it's taking out the SO first, and then it's taking out the @ sign. So if you were to go !SO and shout out Gospel here. Gospel's in chat, and he's talked. So you can @ him in chat because it'll show up in the list of users that are in chat. So what this ends up doing is it goes through the entire process here, and it will show the @ sign, and it'll remove it. Don't at me, bro. I'm gonna at you all day. It'll remove the @ sign, easy peasy, and then it just ends up with Gospel EXE or Rico Vaz as the variable name. So shout user becomes Rico Vaz or Gospel EXE. So it gets rid of the shout command that was prior to the name, and it gets rid of the @ sign if there is an @ sign. So I let it sit for 2,000 milliseconds, which is a little less than 2 seconds, maybe like, you know, around 2 seconds. But that's enough time for this to grab all the message data and manipulate the variable to be what we want it to be at the end. After that, it takes the shout user variable that we set up here, down here, and then it's going to grab a variable called user info. And what this is doing is looking up Twitch's database to get the user info of the person we're asking. So if I'm shouting out Rico or if I'm shouting out Gospel, it's looking up their profile on Twitch using this get user info command. Once it gets that, it's going to save it in user info, but it takes time to get it from ANBERLINK. Yeah, it's a N as his first, not the N. And that should pull up his actual stuff. Yeah, I mean it worked regardless, but it just didn't show the game because it didn't pull up the right profile. But it's exactly how it works out. So for now, there might be a guy coming up that says Amber Link at some point. You never know. Maybe we'll be the first to discover him by accident, him or her. So once it grabs user info, I again have another timeout here of about 2,000 milliseconds, just so it has time to get the user info built and populated. Because if you do it too quickly, it'll crash Lornborg because it doesn't have any data to pull against. For some reason, it messes it up. So once it finds that there's a variable created, it waits about 2,000 milliseconds, just give it some time to like make sure everything's saved right, and then it's going to grab the channel info. So what the channel info is, it's everything that your channel has set. It'll grab your stream title from the last time you streamed. It will tell you if you're live or not now. It will grab the game name that you have set. So if I was doing Ocarina of Time on Friday, it will grab that Ocarina of Time game name and it'll have it stored there for me to pull later. And you'll see that in a couple of steps here. It pulls actually a lot of information from the channel. So like there's a lot of things you can do with it. Once you have, it waits for it to be populated. I also have another timeout here of 2,000 seconds after it pulls all the information, because I don't want to waste, have any time wasted that would say, oh, we didn't have enough time to grab the channel info, or Twitch took a little extra time to grab it because like latency issue or something. So just to be safe, I extended timeout. And then what it's doing here, it's sending the message. The exact message you see, show Amber Links and Love and support over at their URL. They were last seen playing, and then it'll show the game. So it'll say show, and then the shout user, which is a user at the very beginning, that we found at the beginning here. So if you said Gospel EXE or Rico Vaz, it would be Rico Vaz or Gospel EXE or one of those guys that you put in there. It will come over here and do HTTPS, twitch.tv, then it'll add the shout user back in at the end. So you get their actual link, so twitch.tv/GospelEXE or Rico Vaz. It'll pull that into there. And then at the very end here, it is taking the variable that we got for the channel info, which is all the information about their channel that's currently set up. You know, the game name and all that stuff. And then I'm pulling the game name from it. So if we shout myself out, you'll see that when it populates everything, it'll say we're just chatting, because that's what my game name is right now. It's just chatting. Now it shows my link, and my name shows up correctly. The cool thing is if I open up the variable window for this button here, and then I run the command again, you'll watch all of the variables get populated, and then once the command fires off, I have it set to delete all those variables, so nothing gets stored afterwards. Once all the variables are gone, when you run the command again, you don't risk, like, if I pulled myself up and instead my game name was just chatting, and the next time I go try to pull Rico Vaz up, it would fail to get his channel info for some reason. It wouldn't say that Rico Vaz was last playing just chatting. It wouldn't say that. It would just say just playing and then it would be blank. So you don't run the risk of trying to populate somebody's shout out and then finding out you got the wrong game, or you didn't pull the right user. It avoids somebody doing something else. So you go. See? You see all that stuff come in, the bot fires off, and all those variables go away right afterwards. So it's self-cleaning, and it cleans itself up real nice. You don't have any variables that are left over, and it all goes away. So nice, clean, organized at the end there. You'll see I have all these delete variables. It just deletes every variable we created for this button at the end, and then it's all gone. We'll cancel out of that. All these other ones are kind of the same thing. We got the tracker one, Spectrum Brands, because he made the theme song for my stream, so I have a shout out for him. If anybody does !music in chat, it will show a link to his page and his website that he does all his music and stuff on. So if you're looking for someone to make you a theme song for your stream, he's the guy. There it is right now. Gospel, thank you so much. The theme song, the name of the theme song, all crafted by him. He's a wonderful human being. He streams a few days during the week, and on Saturday nights, he streams music, like him creating music, doing commission work and stuff like that. Like, really cool dude. Works with me on, if I didn't like something in the song, like, he's not one to be like, oh, you didn't like that? Okay, great, you do it. Like, if you have a problem with something in the song, or like you think something sounds weird, like, just tell him about it. Like, hey, at a minute 10, this part sounds a little weird. Would you be able to change it? And then, you know, he'll be like, yeah, no problem. He'll send you some stuff and figure out what you like. And he works with you. Like, he wants it to be perfect when he gives it over to you at the end. And he does a fantastic job at it. And very, very respectable individual. I'm so happy that I met him. I'm fortunate that he was able to do that. Yo, FF, what's up, dude? How you doing today? We're doing an OBS workshop. So if you got questions about OBS or something like that, or streaming in general, here's the place to do it. We're going over Lorne board right now, and some of the things you can do. We also have here, this is the favorite thing here. This is something that I worked on because I want to do something for you guys at the end of the year. And I kind of want to like have like some cool like awards thing going on. So like, you know, at the end of the year they go on like, you know, this person sent this many messages and like they get the award for being the most talkative or something like that. I don't know. There's stuff going on in the future that I'm trying to work out. You could buy us all houses? What? Dude. Yes. Hydrate. I got you. I got you. I'm gonna burn through all your points, Damon. So what this one does here, this one's a little different. it's pretty much grabbing a chat message, figuring out who sent the message, and then it's writing a bunch of variables to a file. They kind of go through here. Let me open up Atom here. I'll open the file, and then I'll go into variable here. So this is the file that gets set up when you make a variable in Board, and you want to save it to a file. And you can't spell Claudius without lead. So you see it's already doing like a bunch of stuff. Every time someone sends a message in chat, it refreshes this file. So Gospel, you see, sent 181 messages since I started this. And if you send another message, it will go up to 182. Like, it's keeping track of all the messages people send. So at the at the end of the year, there we go. Where you at, Gospel? Gospel, gotta scroll down. There you go, 183. See, let's keep a track. It knows what it's doing. Dagan, how are you today? We're doing OBS Workshop. We're learning about Board and other stuff. I only have 18, now 19, now 184. See? So FF, it only started counting it on like May 21st of this year, so it didn't count anything before because I didn't have this set up until then. So you all probably have a lot more messages than that, but I only started keeping track when May. Celta, how are you? Thank you for coming in. If you have OBS questions, now it's time to ask. But thank you so much for hanging out. I'm not the best in the world, you are. I can't be the best if you're the best. And I must spam is what you're saying. Leftover Italian sausage and hamburger and Lay's trip? Ooh, that sounds really good. I had a burger myself for lunch, but Italian sausage and a hamburger sounds good. Always. Ocean color in stream pink. Yep. So it's doing it in OBS. It won't do it in Streamlabs because I don't have it set up there. So I think actually Streamlabs has like an orangey color, which is whatever. It's fine. So that's how that one kind of sets up. I have the lurk counter, which does the same thing. Oh, piffle! Whatever you've heard is a lie. You definitely are the best. You make me smile. Assalta, thank you so much. Yeah, I've been streaming for an hour or 2 minutes today. Yes, Gospel said it correctly. You're all the best. I love every single one of you guys. Y'all make me happy every time you show up in chat and say hi. Lurk counter, very easy. It's the same thing. It's pulling from a variable, grabbing the number. Same thing as the death counter, and then it just putting whoever sent the message, takes their display name for the message. So if Gospel EXE, if you did ! lurk, it would take your display name, and it will say that you've done the lurking, and it will update the lurk count. We have 66 in total. So it will keep track of it. Every time someone does a lurk command, it'll keep track of it. So we'll see how many excellent people we have that come in, say hi, and give us the value of their lurk. Which lurkers are definitely equally as valuable to streamers that all the time. 3 more to go, and no one's allowed to lurk anymore. Thank you for your cooperation. Please see yourself out. Yeah, Board does a very good job. If you set it up correctly, you can keep track of almost anything. Anything that goes on in chat. Like, if you want to find out a certain word. Gonna go lurk a while. Thank you for the lurk, Zelda. I hope you're having a great lunch, dinner, breakfast. I don't know what time it is where you are, but hope your meal is delicious. Thank you for the lurk as well, Damien. I hope it's a real one. We're gonna have to go back and reset this down to 60. We're at 65. We had a real lurk, which was Zelda. So it's going to be 66 when the stream's done. I'll keep track of it, don't worry. It'll be reverted back to its normal state soon. So pretty much that's how we have things set up. Like, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how I'm going to migrate some of my channel point redeems. So like we have the one for the one that Spaz loves, and it's the one where the kid gets hit in the head with the giant green ball. I think you guys know what this is. So if I go to our triggers here, these are all the triggers I've set up. And if I go, that's the one he loves, absolutely. He loves that redeem, so I'm gonna make sure I keep that one in. Let's Go is a definite keeper. It's an interesting concept. I'm trying to implement my channel. A lot of people like to have the first channel put redemption in the channel. I want to make it so the first 3 people can do that, but also have bot keep track of who redeems it. Easy, because I've already had that set up here. I just haven't implemented it yet because I'm trying to work out some of the kinks. Not kinks, but like other things. So this button down here at the bottom is that exact thing, Gospel. So like I have it set up for it's looking for my battle redeem, which why not? I will enable it because this is the time to do it, right? Let's see. So I'm going to edit the points here just for today because that. Alright, go pull down. I think we're good. Okay. So we have the battle redeem here. And if you redeem the battle, what it does is it will write your name on the screen, pretty much. Exactly what it does. What you can end up doing is you can set this up to have like a variable that has like a number on it. So you can have the variable set at 0 at the beginning, a default for every stream. And then once it goes through this set, it'll increase it by 1. And then if you want it to be like the first 3 people, then it'll be 0, and then it'll go through, set the variable to 1, go through the whole thing again, set the variable to 2, and then it'll go through the whole thing again and set the variable to 3. So once it hits 3, you can tell it not to do it anymore. So like, let me see. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a different one, and then I'll move it over to that one once we're done. So let me go back to here and go to our counters, and all right. So Amberlink's name's up here, but don't let that fool you. Okay, so if somebody goes into the channel points and redeems the battle, my name is now at the top. My name is now number 1. I am the first person to redeem battle, or I redeemed battle. And now you have Intergalactic Ocean, who is now on the page. See how fun this is? So the more you just keep yourself up, you know, see how long you can stay being number 1 on the stream, right? It's fun, isn't it? I'm working on like stuff to do with it, so like that's kind of where the second deck comes into play, the RPG game deck. I'm trying to make like a game out of all of this, where like Lore and Board becomes its own game within chat. So if you like go in, you can do battles, you can do fights, you can like fight somebody for the top spot. Like, you know, I'm gonna try all this stuff, but yeah, it's still like things I'm working on in the background, some behind the scenes stuff. Not ready for the public yet. But yeah, like you redeem it and your name shows up on screen. Like you can do that sort of stuff. So I'm gonna move this over here a little bit. Doing fancy-ish. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to do some cool stuff. Hope there's a cooldown on that, or chat will be only battle. That's fine, you know. That puts people in chat. That gets people doing stuff in chat. It makes like people engaged, and that's what I want. I want people to like come into my chat and like know they're gonna have a good time. You know, they're not gonna sit there and just, you know, this is me playing a video game. Hi, like it's, you know, it's a conversation. It's something you guys talk about. You can chill. You can have a good time. You know, nobody feels like they're pressured to like do anything. You know. It says I can do it again because I already did it. Yeah, you can continue to do it. Yeah, there's no cooldown on it right now, just for testing. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do something else with this. I'm going to make a duplicate of this. Copy it. Paste a duplicate of it here. And then I think this is our new one. This is our new one. Okay, so let me get rid of this. Let me hide that. Put that down there. That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Refresh your page, maybe. which is cool, but interesting too. Yeah. Funnily enough, the stream has more viewers than average. Yes, it does. Ocean came in with a high-powered raid early in our stream, and viewers seem to be sticking around, which is fantastic. I'm glad you guys are having a good time with it. I'll just redeem my name on screen because it's my stream, right? I should have my name somewhere. It is gone. So we got the other one down here. This guy down at the bottom. So I'll leave that off to the side. It'll say Intergalactic Ocean for a period of time. And I guess I should move the other one over so you guys can see that. Galax is in here now, entering the battle. What's going on, Galax? How are you? So we're gonna go into the deck here, and we are going to make a modification of this battle one. I will go and paste this here, and I'll edit the trigger so it does not go off with that. Let me delete that and save. So now we got our own button here, right here. The birds aren't real. No, they're just government conspiracy. All the birds have died out in like 1800s. Doing the Lornborn, yeah, Galax. Galax is doing the masks from Majora's Mask, the transformation ones. He did Majora's Mask, he did the Deku Scrub mask, and he's working on the Goron mask now. You guys have fun with that battle. I didn't miss something right now, just a bunch of battle stuff, which is fine. It's great. I can't wait to see how many redeems this has. Ricky H2O, did somebody redeem a hydrate? Oh, you did. I did. I got FF. I actually drank from, like, after that, and I just didn't know it was redeemed. Thank you, FF. Thank you so much. Bottom right of the Goron fucked up, had to restart. Oh, dude. Alright, so with this battle one, and Gospel, I'm going to build your battle, your first redeem here. Gotta show you how to do it. So what we kind of want to do here at the top is we want to add a if statement. So numbers, text, and variables. We have if statement here, and this is how it's going to start. So if let's say first redeem is equal to 0, right? That's what we want it to be. We want it to start at 0. So obviously the first thing we want to do here after that, or before that, is we want to grab a variable from our file. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to go here back into our atom, and I'm going to create a new file called our thing here is going to be first, and inside of that is going to be our first variable, which is redeems, and that's going to be equal to 0, right? It's going to be 0.0000. I think there's like 4 zeros at the end for some dumb reason. Let me see real quick. Let me open file. I don't remember which one it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So let me just copy that out. And it's 0 dot, and then there's quotes at the end of it. Okay. So, file, we're going to save as. And then this file here is going to be redeem counter. Let's make it shorter. Let's do redeems. And that's going to be a .ini file. So here's our first, and with our redeems in it set to 0. Minimize that for now. Come back into here. So what we want to do is we want to grab that information from the file. So we go into file management, and we get file load number. Our file name is going to be our redeems.ini. Section is going to be first, and the key is going to be redeems. And our variable to save it in is going to be, obviously, first redeem. So that's our variable. So this is pretty much pulling from this file our variable under first, which is a section, and then our variable, which is redeems. So once we got that, it knows now that our redeem variable is set to 0. So once that's done, it says, okay, if first redeem is set to 0, we want to move this into here. So we're going to actually change a lot of this stuff around to use a different file. So redeems, we got redeem, and then it's going to be first player equals, and then that's going to be nothing. We'll do second player, and that's going to be nothing. And then we'll do third player. That's also going to be nothing. And then we'll save it. Okay, so once we get that set up, we have our first redeem, we know the value is 0. We want to go through and do redeems.ini. Section's going to be first again. Our key is going to be first player. And then our text is going to be the person that redeemed it. God, you guys are out in flocks today. Get out of here. So at some point before this, I guess we kind of want to grab that trigger pull. So under numbers, text, and variables, I'm going to go down to get trigger pull data. What this is going to do is it's going to take whatever triggered the event that happened, and it's going to pull the information that we want out of it. So our pull value is going to be the display name. So that's going to be like Gospel EXE or Damien XD55 or Scorched 11. That's what's going to pull out. So the variable we want to do is we want to do, it could be whatever it is. I just usually do player. And then once that's saved, our text is going to be just player. So it's going to show the first one's going to be that. And then, so let's change this. Let's rename our thing to be first. And then we're going to copy, and we're going to paste 2 more duplicates of this. And then we're going to rename it. This is going to be second, and this will be third. Now, you don't have to do this through any like means, whatnot. Like, you don't have to be saving this to a place that you're going to see it like on stream. Like, if you want to do it that way, you can. But this is more so just so you guys can see it. So we have the first player here, and then we're going to do another one. I don't actually want this in there, so we'll get rid of that. That can go away. We're going to move this upward into this slot, and we're going to change our source. So our source is going to be our... Scroll up, I think. Where are we at? Nested counters is our scene, and then we want to change the value in first. So this is our first here. This is exactly what it's going to do. It's going to do player, and then after it runs through, it's going to do one last thing. It is going to it's going to set that variable. So we actually want to do file management. Actually, no, numbers text, and we want to do set local variable. And our variable name is going to be one that we set before, which is going to be first redeem. First redeem, and we are going to increase that value by 1. So that's our block. So what we end up doing here is now we have an entire block that's escalated to, say, if we have a value of 0 for this first redeem, it's going to run through this. So let's go ahead and look and see how that works. So we have the 0 here and everything. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to make this trigger here. We're going to get rid of the other battle one. So edit trigger. I'm going to delete this battle here and save it, and then I'm going to reset it on this one. Twitch channel points, load, battle, save. Okay, so save this deck real quick. And then if I minimize this first, let me get this out of the way. Okay, so if I take the battle redeem and I go redeem, I may not set it up right. Hang on 1 second. This happens. Variable, pull, cancel, edit triggers, save. Zero. Save. Try it again. I think I needed the exclamation point, or the quotation marks in that one. Variables. What button number is this? ID 17. This is part of the process. First redeem was 0. Player was Claudius. So it found the values. We just have to get it in there now. Save. Let's go back into our file here. I'm going to save it as 0. Minimize. Save. Once more with feeling. Weird. We have these problems sometimes. We'll figure it out. First redeem is 0. Let's trash these. Redeems 0. The joys of bots. Fun part sometimes troubleshooting. The better part is seeing the working resolution. Right. Right, and we're no stranger to trying to figure stuff out. We just have to remember that we have to get there. Okay, so 0, save, and now we battle. Alright, 17. What are we looking at? Have a good look, Ocean. We'll be here. Check our spelling. Hold on, lurk. There you go. Thank you for the lurk, Ocean. We're at 69 now. Nobody else can lurk. And disable a command. We're locked in for life. First redeem. Yeah, maybe we just gotta delay. Redeem section first. Redeems at I9. Yeah. Redeems. Alright, let's do it this way. Let's do one thing. Create a button. In this button, we are going to create that value. Save number. Value 0. Key. Redeems. Section first. And our file name is redeems.ini. Save. Open up Stream Deck, and we will run that button. Okay. Alright, there we go. So now we have our actual file. Okay, cool. Alright, that was easier. Now let's see if this works. Variable viewer, 17. 0. Okay. Alright, we have the right value here. Get rid of these, because we shouldn't need that. Save. Oh yeah, Chow music. Chow Garden music is the best. I could listen to this all day. Alright, this is what we're gonna do here. We're gonna do a different variable. We're gonna set local variable, value equals test, and that's gonna just be test. We're gonna see if it gets here. If it does, then we know where we're at. Theme, variable viewer. Okay, so it says it's 0, but it doesn't get anywhere from there. Okay, that's good. That's good. So it's not finding that first theme is equal to 0. Alright, so let's add a wait for timeout. We'll do our patent pending. You can't beat me, Scorched. I'm used to this. Today a little more than usual, which is fun. And we're just doing redeem spams here. Like, we're not doing anything else. I appreciate you. I'll leave the next one to you. Did I put a weird space or something in there? No? Okay. The timeout didn't do anything. So we're just going to troubleshoot for a few more minutes. We'll figure it out. So we have our value. We're pulling the right information, right? Because it knows the first redeem is 0. So let's do less than 1. Oh, I know what I did wrong. This is the beauty of troubleshooting, is when you finally figure out what you did wrong, these are in the wrong bucket. These are in the else bucket rather than anywhere else. So now this should all work. Here we go. There it is. See? Now my name popped up. We got it. We got it. A little hard to see, and I'll kind of explain that right quick because it's new to me kind of looking at that. There's this else block down here, and the line between it, like if I move this down, the line between it is so small that if you're not in the right bucket, you'll never know unless you're like, you figure it out and you look at it. But anyway, so that's our thing. So now we have the first block written. It's checking if it's 0. If it's 0, it's going to go through this block here and then change the value to 1. So once you open up the variable window, we'll see Empress is in there, first redeem is 1, which is good because it just updated itself. And now if I go to do it, yep, so now it's working. So we see our variable here. First redeem is always set to 1. So we have it set, if it's equal to 0, it's going to go through this and set to 1. And then we're going to add another block, which we're just going to copy this into the else statement. and we're going to change it. If it's equal to 1, it's going to do second player, and then it's going to be player, and then we're going to change our source for the counter to be second, and then it's going to plus equal 1. It's going to add 1 to it, and it's going to do it again. So now if we go and save it again, go to our variable viewer just to watch, battle, redeem. Okay, so one last thing we have to do to fix all this up is at the end of it, we have to rewrite that number back to the file. You remember me said that before and then we forgot because that's what we do here. We're going to save everything back to it. So file name, redeems.ini. Going at the lurkout, but definitely going to look at the VOD for this as a refresher. Thank you so much for demonstrating all this for me and the viewers. Incredibly informative. I'm glad you find some good information out of this. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. I appreciate you greatly. You did not have to do the bits. Again, thank you so much. I'm glad you found some of this stuff helpful. Again, if you have questions on it, ping me in the Discord. Happy to answer. Lorem board's a good beast to tame. You can find a lot of this good stuff in here. So what we're going to do in here is we're writing the file back because we didn't do that before, so we're just checking the same thing over and over again. First, it's going to be redeems, and then the value is going to be the one that we just set. So the value is going to be first redeems, and then we'll save. Okay, now we save that. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to copy this and put this in this bracket down here. So now once it's at 1, it's going to set it to 2, and it's going to save it. So let me start this from the beginning here. Redeems is set to 0. And then we are going to go and battle. So my name's up there. Let's go to our variable viewer. First redeem is 1. We got my name in there and our file. We did not reset the redeems. So let me go back and do that for us real quick. Delete these. Done. Alright, if it's 0, get added by 1, and then it's going to write that. So I'm going to get rid of all of these delays. They really shouldn't be there. Alright, save. Go. Congrats on the Kangaskhan. Yeah, I messed something up. Command file, save number, command line 6, error, action 1, copy. No. Okay, so we got a little error there. So we'll fix that now. Alright, so our variable here. So redeems, let's do that. We're good there. OBS connection, save. Let's get OBS back up. There we go. Move this back down here. Okay, so battle. Crashed. Okay, good. So now we know something's wrong there. We'll fix it. We will fix it. First redeems. Oh, there we go. First redeem. Because we are an idiot and spelled it wrong. Ah, save. Save. Let's get OBS back up. Go. Now we battle. We're good. We got that. Here's a variable viewer. There's our second, which see Damien redeemed. So we have, let me reorder this, first, second, and our third bottom here, which hasn't been redeemed yet. We'll build that out now. It's gonna be the same exact thing. All we're doing is taking this entire else block here, copying, pasting it down here. This one is going to be 2, and then it's going to go plus up by 1. This is going to be our third player, and our source is going to be counters and our third. Alright, so now we got that saved, and our counter shows us at 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that back to 0, save that, minimize it. Alright, Damien, do you want to do a redeem? I want to do a battle redeem real quick. You'll see your name pop up at this top part here. There you go. And then if I do the second redeem, or Empress does the second redeem, you see that you're now in the second spot. And if I do the third redeem, I didn't set my third thing, did I? I did. Pretty good. Save. Variables. We're at 2. Let me double check our file. 0, 1. We're at 2. Save. Save. Variable viewer, 17. Battle, go. There we go. Now we're at 3. Now if somebody else does a redeem, it's not going to do anything else, because it doesn't know what to do after that. So it's not going to change. So that's our stop right there. 3 out of 3. So what we want to do at the end here is we want to do one more. So you can do this 2 ways. You can either set the redeem limit to be 3 per stream, and then once your battle redeem is set like 3 times, it's done. Or you can set something up here for an if statement. But pretty much we're done with that. And then get rid of this button because you don't need it. So that's pretty much how we do that battle thing. In Gospel, I know you went AFK to lurk, but that's your entire block there. And I can kind of go through that stuff with you if you need more assistance. But now you have the 3 boxes here, and the first 3 people get to redeem it, and their name shows up on screen. Does anybody want to see anything else done? Otherwise, I'm going to go and do one of our channel point redeems. Which I'm going to start our block. Actually, this could come down here. Now I'm going to change the appearance. The replayer battle. Just so I know in the future. Hydrate, I got you. I got you. I'm going to get rid of that trigger so that doesn't go off anymore. Thank you for the redeem. Thank you for hydrate. No questions for me? Alright. Alright. No questions? No questions? Okay. So as you know, we have a bunch of redeems. Weird, dumb TikTok stuff that me and my wife laugh about, so I put on stream for you guys to laugh about. You have a question? And I used the bathroom. You should have used the bathroom before the stream started. But yes, you can use the bathroom. I had a teacher in school that would not let anybody use the bathroom. At all, ever. You'd have to just get up and leave class. Like, you didn't have to ask. It's like, oh, she could say no. Might as well just get up and go. So, it always like dumb little triggers here that go off. Like, you redeem them and they do some like TikTok video or some dumb thing that I'd made in like 5 minutes. Seems to go over well. Had a few teachers like that. Yeah, some of them are actually pretty nice teachers. They just don't want people to leave and miss out on things they talked about. Because then, like, I had one teacher said, like, if I let you leave class and you come back in like 5-10 minutes and you've missed some content, you're gonna ask me about that content again. So they just didn't want to repeat themselves, which I guess I kind of understand now as an adult. As a kid, I thought they were like psychopaths, but as an adult, you kind of like, you get it. Like, you explain yourself and over again for like 12 different people saying the same thing. I get it. Sometimes it's hard. So we have these redeems here, like Sonic redeem coming on screen, stuff like that. We got Spaz's favorite. Bam! Right in the face. Spaz loves that one. So that's the one we're gonna do. So how this works is we need to set a channel port redeem. So I'm gonna create a new button here, and our trigger is obviously going to be our channel point for Twitch. We click the button here to load it, and then we want to find the one. So this is the one that we use, the sum ... and then that's our redeem. So that's our trigger. Inside the button here, it's real easy. This is what we want to do. We want to go into OBS commands, and we want to source change visibility. So give me 1 second here. I'm gonna pull something up. Okay. 1 more second. I gotta do this. So transaction 6 seconds. How much that's up for? All right. So we want 6 seconds. Okay. All right, we're set up now. The Pokemon already escaped. Okay, so this is real easy. We want to do a scene here. We want to go find our scene. So what we're looking for is the one that says triggers, and our source is going to be our somebody source. So that's the this is our folder name in OBS. So I have it set up as a group, and inside that group is all the things that go off when that redeem goes off. So even though most of these have only one thing in the bucket, I have them put in there in the folders, because if you ever change that, like if you want to add something over top of it, like a graphic or an audio file that plays, or in Amberlink's case, some sort of fart command or fart joke or something in the middle of that, you can just drag and drop. Once you have the command and everything set up, you can just drag and drop things into that bucket, and it'll just add to it. So you don't have to go remake the command. You just make it once, you can modify what's inside the group, and it'll just play all of it when you get done hitting. So this makes it semi-easy. So that's it. We're going to take trigger, we do that, and we're going to make it visible. And the delay, we don't want the delay, but we want a timeout of 6,000, which is about 6 seconds. And then we want to copy and paste that first trigger there that we did for the scene availability, and then do invisible. So it's gonna make it visible, then it's gonna make it not visible after 6 seconds. And then we're gonna save it. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna re-enable that. Edit. On. Okay. So welcome in, Twin. How are you? What we have here is when that redeem goes off. Let me save this so it's done. When that redeem goes off, you're going to see it pop up here. So I'm going to redeem it right now. Do some redeem. And it's gone. 6 seconds and it's out. So we just successfully transitioned one of our Trigger Fire redeems off of Trigger Fire and onto Lauren board, which is great because if we just want to make a whole deck about that, we can just do create new, edit the deck. The name of it can just be Trigger Redeems. And then when we save it, we go through this. We are going to copy that button into here, just like that. We'll save, go back into this, and then we'll delete it here because we don't want it there. We want to do an entire deck of nothing but our Trigger Fire redeems. So see all these spots that we have? What are we at? 3, 6, 9. We're at a 10 by 10 grid. So when you fill 2 of these up, that's Trigger Fire Basic. The free version of Trigger Fire only gives you 20 slots. So once you fill up these 20 slots, now you have another 80 that you can fill up. So you get 100 slots for free right here, and that's only on one deck. You can create a multitude of decks here with 100 by 100 grids. You can even do something bigger, like if you wanted to do a 20 by 20, you can do a deck of a nightmarishly amount of triggers, which is fantastic. Like, there's no limit. Like, the limit is only like how many things you can figure out that you would do for your redeems. So we'll put back 10 by 10 because I'm not gonna do 100,000 redeems. Maybe not yet. But cool thing with the appearance, you can go and put a picture in there. So for me, I have all of my redemption icons in folders on a network drive. So every time I make something, I save the screen, the icons and stuff that I use that I make in some sort of bucket here. So we'll go to somebody bucket and you see the ball that the kid gets hit with. Have all three sizes needed for their channel point redeems. And let's do that. And now we have the beach ball. And we can set some color that we want. These can be whatever color you want. I'm just going to do green because I think it's cool. We'll do stretch to size so it fits within the border. And then we hit save. And now we have the beach ball. So every time that beach ball goes off, like, we can even do it ourselves. We're going to open Stream Deck. We got to set our default here, so give me 1 second. Now once we go back into our triggers here and we do our somebody, comes up. Easy, easy. Now we can do something else here too. We have another fan favorite, which is our Dino Nuggies redeem. This one kind of goes like this. It's a really dumb TikTok that has some girl with a weird filter on that makes her face all stretched out and high pitched. So we have hopefully y'all can hear that one. But she just says Dino Nuggies. So the fan favorite of it's Coach Casey. So she loves that one, so I make sure I'm going to have that for her when she gets back in here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through. I'm actually going to copy this button and paste it because it's easy like that. And then all I'm going to do is edit the trigger, load from the API. I'm going to change it to Dino Nuggies. Hit save. And then in the commands, I'm just going to change which source it is. And it's going to be Chicken Nuggies because everybody loves Chicken Nuggies. We just have to find out how long the trigger goes for. And for the Nuggies, the length of time is 9 seconds. So that's 9,000 milliseconds in the Lauren board world. So I'm actually going to close out of this because we don't need that anymore. So this timeout is going to be 9,000 milliseconds. 9 seconds. And then it's going to make it invisible again. So we just hit save. We want to edit the appearance because we want this image to be different. We are going to use our Dino Nuggie image. It's an actual dinosaur chicken nuggie because I'm a huge child. Dinosaur chicken nugget to the wedges. I saw something earlier today that I think you'll like, Cal. What's that, twin? I need to know what that is. Tell me why I finished explaining. So we're going to save this deck here. And then I'm going to go and re-enable the Dino Nuggies. Go ahead and enable it. And now we have our new redeem for Dino Nuggies. And that's 2 of our redeems, now gone from Triggerfire, that have been moved over to our own self-contained Lauren board Stream Deck. And yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to share with you guys today. So if nobody else has any questions or anything like that, we're gonna find somebody to raid, and I'm gonna move on to working on moving the rest of my redeems over. So the next time I go live, they'll all be back up, and they'll all be contained in their own stuff, with no limits on how many we can do. Yeah, no problem, Mexi. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything you guys do. Keeves is live if you need a raid. He's doing Big Dumb Sunday, right? Let me see. And his name was Keeves Gaming. I see a lot of you guys are already in this chat, much like myself. Alright, let me set this up. Raid. Keeves Gaming. Do you know Concept Revolt? I don't, Twin. Do tell me more. Is that a person? Is that a game? Is that a TV show? Anime? A movie? It's a game where you take control of a board. I like Monopoly. Oh, I like it already. Yeah, send me the information on that. I'll be happy to look that up. I like that sort of stuff. Thank you everybody for hanging out today. We got a lot of stuff that we talked about, a lot of things that went on. I will post the links to Lauren board and among some of the other things that I used here today on our Discord. So if you're not in Discord, go ahead and type !Discord and join it. There's a little reaction roll you have to click to gain access into the whole server, but one click and then you're in. And there's a creature with the name Caladrius, and I thought of you. Yeah, that's awesome. There's so many weird spellings of my name out there that I didn't know existed when I made this name, and I'm so happy that I'm being discovered. Alright, so here's our raid to Keeves Gaming, the biggest nerd. And this is our raid message, which is another Lauren board command. It just makes our chat bot respond with our raid command. You're welcome to use whatever emote you want in front of and behind. There is no detriment to using somebody else's emote. You do not have to use mine. I appreciate it that you do, but if you do not, feel free to rep anybody's awesome emotes, because a lot of people out there on Twitch have really good emotes that I'm very jealous of. We get it, Lauren board now. Get out of here. I'm not going to post anything for you. I'm going to block you. You're not going to see it at all. Alright guys, thank you so much for hanging out. If you have questions, Discord's where it's at. Happy to answer whatever you need to, whether I'm live or not. Even if I'm live and you got questions, feel free to ask. Hope you guys had a good day. Feel free to give me a follow if you like that sort of stuff, because I'm going to do this more often. Maybe every few months or so I'll go through and I'll find some new tool or feature to show you guys. Again, thank you. Hope you all have a great night. Great rest of your day. Hopefully the sun's out. Pretty nice out here today, so I'm going to go sit on the porch. Good night.